What's good, Raider Nation? Yeah, I'm at work right now, you know what I'm saying? Got the brighties on, the brighties. Anyways, you know, I want to touch on a little subject right here, right now, being that I have a little bit of time, you know what I'm saying? And this subject has to deal with Carr. You know, it has to do with Carr. You know, dude got on that podium yesterday and let all his emotions out, and bruh's getting bashed. You know what, man? I'll criticize any player for making mistakes and not doing their job to their utmost potential, but to sit here and criticize a man that's doing all he can, he feel himself, to try to win, and we get these lame ass fans that sit here and want to make fun of him because he has a breakdown and says, how much more do we need to do as players? Not coaches, but he talking about players in general. You know what, man? A lot of people like to sit here and judge a person's character, man. But your character is who you are when you show it by making all these bogus ass comments about someone that's playing a sport that you're not playing and trying to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be 100 over here. You feel me? Do you think that Carr's not feeling the heat from all the Raider fans? And then he's got to hear from his best friend, Davante Adams. You know, he's been going through a lot of coaches. You know, he's been through a lot of coaches for a very long time since he's became a Raider. You know what I'm saying? And some of that, I'll let that slide. You know what I mean? Because having to play in so many systems, it's like messing up your game, your game plan, like the way you play. You feel me? Like, how can I explain this? He probably was okay. The thing is that when he came into the league, his mind was fresh. He didn't have to worry about how many coaches he's going to have to go through and how many systems that he was going to have to play in. That wasn't on his mind. What was on his mind is that he got drafted by the Raiders. He became our number one fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You know, played very hard when he first came into the league. And we all missed that. We all missed that side of Carr. We missed that hungry side of Carr. But for some reason, that fire in him is not in him anymore. And it's me. I've been a big Carr fan, but I've also been the biggest criticism of him too. Because what he used to do back in the days, he's not doing today. You know, and I give into consideration to how many coaches he done been through, how many general managers he done been through. You feel me? How many systems he done been through. But see, this is where I get upset, is because, you know what? He's an intelligent man. He speaks intelligent. He looks intelligent. And he's like what would you call it? He's a team player. You know what I'm saying? He's a team player. Anybody would like to play for Carr. You feel me? Anyone. Any team would love to grab him. Any player would like to play for him. The fact of the matter is that he's been through so much that we failed as fans to understand when the bashing needs to quit or the criticism. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind, getting on somebody's helmet when they doing bad, man, and they're not doing up to their potentials. But to sit here and smash on a man because he's crying, he's giving it his all, and he's telling you we do this on a daily, we work it out on a daily, and none of it is showing on the field. Come on, man. This deeper than this is just. It's letting you know that it's deeper than Carr. You feel me? I can type better than I can speak on a fucking video. I'm looking to this damn camera right now, and I'm trying to explain myself to y'all, so that way you can understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a very good, speaker when it comes to, looking into the damn camera and looking at myself and sitting here trying to send y'all a video, and you know what I'm saying, and be like somewhat professional about it. That's not my game. You feel me? It's never have and it never will. I'm a type of motherfucker is that I gotta see you in your face. I gotta look at you in your face. I gotta see your eyes. I gotta read your lips. I gotta read your body language. I'm that type of cat. You feel me? Because then I know if you're taking me real or not. But there's a lot of you J-cats up in here, man, that be sitting there talking on the Yahoo, thinking just because, I'll be fumbling on my words and I kind of don't know what I'll be saying at times. You want to try and sit there and trying to clown. But those are the type of cats that get knocked on the ass. You feel me? But that's besides all the point. That's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is that y'all need to quit bashing on bruh. You know what I'm saying? There's a time when all the bashing needs to quit. Do I think that Carr's going to be gone? I don't think so, man. Because if that was the case, then Josh McDaniels would be gone. I had this team going 13-3. 13-3. Maybe 4 the most. Not 2 in whatever the fuck we are at right now. People need to understand, man, that what? This is not Josh McDaniels' system that he's running. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing the Patriot way to the Raiders organization. And maybe some of these players are not feeling that. They say his schemes is complex. I don't find it complex, man. I really don't. What I find it is that it's an up-paced offense. You know what I'm saying? It's an up-paced offense. You know what I'm saying? It's a gun and run or run and gun. It's a mixed offense. And these players is just not adapting to it for whatever reason. And then we get on the defense side of the ball, man. You know what? Patrick Graham had everything on lock, man, during preseason, man. For real. He was putting players in the right places, and these players were playing hard, hungry. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as the season starts, they seem to start lacking.
I'm in Centennial, and I have a Sam here.
Like, I don't blame Patrick Graham what's going on right now, man. I don't blame Carr. I don't blame Devontae Adams. I don't blame none of the players. There's something else going on in this organization that we don't know. We don't know nothing about. You feel me? And I think Carr know what it is, but he just so like, I can't let this shit out. But I want to tell y'all what the problem is, and y'all bash him. You know, I'm not sticking up for bruh for his mistakes as a quarterback. You know, I'm not sticking up for him not being a leader, because he should be a leader. I'm not sticking up for him because he's, you know, doing these underthrows and short throws and, you know, not be able to hit the target. You know what I'm saying? Like, his deep ball throwing accuracy is the worst that I see. Is the worst that I've seen it in a long time. Like, actually, to be honest with you, this is the worst. This is the first time I ever seen his deep ball accuracy terrible. But to sit here and judge a man's character because he's crying, only real man's cry, bruh. You know what I'm saying? He's letting his emotions out, man, and he's telling you there's more to the situation, but he can't do nothing about it.
She has a standing appointment.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what goes on in that locker room. We just know what we see was being played on the field and how these players' body language is when they're playing. And now we watching our quarterback and we watching his body language, you know, when he's under pressure. You know, like, do we think that Stidham will sit here and run the offense just as good as Carr? It depends. But Stidham is not in the situation that Carr's in. You know, I was doing a lot of thinking, you know, when I was driving. And I was thinking, I was like, is this going to be a Drew Bledsoe and Brady type moment? You know, because the Patriots are doing shitty. You feel me? They were doing okay, I would say, when they had Drew Bledsoe. But then Drew Bledsoe was becoming injury prone, and, you know, he was under duress just like Carr is right now. And then Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. And then Brady comes in. And he comes and he fucking tears shit up in the fucking NFL. Like, he ripped the NFL a whole new asshole, and motherfuckers want Brady's now. You know, we don't know what's going on. We don't know if Carr's going to be that quarterback that's going to lead a younger quarterback. And then when that younger quarterback comes in, he might be the one that takes us to all, you know, the greats, Super Bowls, you know, the memories and all this type of good shit. You know, have a legacy to remember. But we don't know none of that. We don't know what's going on, man. That's why I said, that's why I put up my video, man, that it's not the coach's fault. It's not the player's fault. It's nobody's fault but Mark Davis. You know what I'm saying? Because before Mark Davis had grabbed JMD, Josh McDaniels, before he had grabbed him, he was sitting here and he was, you know, interviewing all these coaches. And the first coach that came to mind to me was Jim Harbaugh. Or John Harbaugh, whatever. The Harbaugh, the one that's coaching Michigan right now. I was like, man, you know what? He'll be a perfect fit because he would grind Carr the way he needs to be grinded. He will mold him just right. And then I was like, okay, we don't get him, then, you know, Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why I would want Sean Payton is because he has he's a defensive guru. You know, he got that defense, you know, played out in his head real good. Because the Saints, when the Saints was under him, man, the Saints defense was unstoppable. And then when it came down to JMD, I'm like, okay, you know what? I would give you your kudos, bruh. You know, I was like, yeah, man, you know what? He's good. He'll do things. He'll do this and do that, you know, give him another chance because he fucked up in Denver. Maybe, you know, maybe he'll do better now. And, you know, I was just having hopes. But deep down inside, I was like, this motherfucker ain't gonna do shit for this team. Excuse me. He ain't gonna do nothing but fuck it up.
123 on 10-13.
And then the blaming game is gonna be happening. The pointing fingers is gonna be happening. Then we're gonna sit here and have fans sitting here talking about thinking they know what the fuck they're talking about, what's going on. I don't know what's going on. We all just making speculations about what's going on. I don't know what's going on in that organization. All I know is that there's some foul shit going on.
Yeah, can you head over to 901 East 2nd Street?
You know, I'm just gonna keep it like this, man. You know,
That's coming off of 116.
Mark's not gonna let Josh McDaniel go.
Heading that way.
Him and Josh McDaniels and Ziegler all had this planned out. They had all this planned out. Because if he's sitting here and he's not sweating Josh McDaniels at all, then you know Mark is part of the problem. He's part of what's going on right now. Not Carr, not Devontae Adams, not Crosby, not Jacobs, not Patrick Graham, none of them. That has to do with the coach and the owner. Mark don't have his father's brain. He don't have his father's talent. Only thing he got his father's talent of is grabbing someone's money. You feel me? He'll take all that money. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to build capital. I'll tell you that right now. I'll give him a double plus on that. But he don't know how to run a fucking football team for shit. And that's 100. You know what I'm saying? For one, you'll go after a team, their coaches that fucked us in the tuck rule. You cross enemy line, bruh, and brought them to the Raiders organization and want us fans to be happy about that. When deep down inside of me, I still look at fucking Josh McDaniel as a fucking Patriot. I don't look at him as a Raider. Al Davis wouldn't have never pulled that type of stunt. He wouldn't have went and grabbed no fucking Brady. And I'm not saying we got Brady, but most of you fans want to get Brady. All I'm saying is fuck Brady, man. We don't need that punk motherfucker. We don't need none of them cats. That's a fucking New England Patriot. Especially if you came from the tuck rule era. But if you were in this era and you was just a player, we'll take you. Well, I ain't taking no fucking coaches that came from the tuck rule era. Y'all can eat it. You know what? Well, I'm about to end this little, chat right now. And hopefully you guys will understand what I'm saying. And, respect Carr as a man. And not like as a little kid because he was crying. You know what I'm saying? We Raider fans, man. We supposed to be better than that. You know what I mean? Because if y'all ain't better than what y'all claiming to be, showing, then y'all a joke. You don't need to be a fan of the Raiders. Real talk. Criticism is one thing, but to judge a man's character is another. And my name is Loyal to the Soul, and I'm out.